Okay, so it's Friday. Thought I'd, it's supposed to get really cold tonight. And this has been an unusually warm winter in DC. It's gonna be so cold tomorrow morning that I don't feel like going, probably won't feel like going to the gym when it's 18 degrees out. And the gym is really cold at night, overnight, because they don't turn the heat on. And grabbing a hold of a 55, 60 degree bar, if that, early in the morning and having a death grip is kind of uncomfortable. So I'm going to the gym now. It's Friday, 3, it's on the left 3. And gonna go get a little workout in. Hopefully don't hurt myself. And get some dinner. Anyway, see you in a minute. So I'm filming this the next day after my workout at Nova Ninja. I had a great workout. And the part I'm about to describe, I'm going to do a kind of a intro. There's a cool trapeze that they really haven't had, a long distance lache on a trapeze that they haven't had in a long time, or at least I can remember. And it looks really cool. I saw it on video. Mike Dawkins did it. But the problem was Mike shot the video from a looking down angle, so you really can't see how far it is. The trapeze are 12 feet apart, plus or minus a few inches. But with the arc of swinging the trapeze, it shortens the distance to about 8.5 feet. Still, that's pretty friggin' far. And my lache, I'll have to admit, and I'll talk about this later, they were horrible this time last year. I had some kind of mental block. I mean, my laches were really progressing the year before, maybe even before like Christmas of last year. But then I got this weird mental block. Like I just couldn't push myself. I could barely do a 6-foot lache comfortably. Where before I was doing like over 8 feet, and like there's a crazy video of me like completely overshooting a bar I was trying to catch. It was a crazy lache, and I literally went over the bar as opposed to under and catching it. I shot that hard. Anyway, a few weeks before I left for San Antonio, I could not put my laches together and just try not to focus on it and just let it go. But you know, this time around, the laches are back. But going back to this trapeze one, when I walked and looked at it, when I first went back to Sterling last week and looked at the lache, and I'm like, holy Jesus, that's 12 feet. That's freaking far. And, you know, it was just easing back into things and didn't want to try it. But yesterday I went to the gym. At the gym, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff for me to do there. And, you know, I was kind of, their mats were on the floor, and I was like, you know what, there wasn't a lot of people around, so I've just figured I can just try to work on, see like what this feels like. So in the next clip, you'll see it's 3 different attempts at the lache. The first one literally is the first time I tried it, and I just wanted to get a feel for it, just to see like how close I could even get. And when I did it, I didn't touch the bar, but you know, I got close. And so did a couple more times, and then finally touched the bar, and kept it going a few more times after that, and finally nailed it. And the tricky thing about the swinging on this trapeze, ironically, is not the swinging, it was catching my feet on the mat. And so you had to kind of do a hollow and choke up on your feet so your feet wouldn't clip the mat. So it took me a couple of tries to get the right distance of the mat far enough away that I wasn't hitting my feet. And that's when I cut it loose and then nailed it in that last part of the video. And yeah, so enjoy. Okay, so after I got that lache, I went ahead and worked on my balance, because the slack line actually, it was actually even harder this time, because the one end is, even though there's a plyo box underneath it, it's actually not, it's just underneath it as a platform. It's not really supporting it. So being able to walk backwards on it, I went across easily, and then realized, hey, let me try going backwards, and it actually worked pretty well. Almost got it all the way back. this last obstacle, I saw a bunch of kids doing it on Instagram at the gym, and Gabriel, little I Am Gabriel did it, and I wanted to try it, but it was last time I was at Sterling Nova Ninja, it was suspended on one end, and I couldn't figure out what on earth you could use it suspended on the eyelet was, why it was suspended on one end. And I was told, oh, the reason why it was only suspended on one end is the other end broke off, and they just didn't have a chance to climb all the way 12 feet up in the air and disconnect it. So I went ahead and did that so I could play with the eyelet. And it's really hard. It's really, really hard. It's way harder than I thought it was. Little I Am Gabriel made it look really easy. It's because if you don't have any body weight, it's much, 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 much easier. So I think, next time hopefully I'll get it. And what was really hard about it is, since you're holding onto the rings really dig into your hands. If you're holding on the very bottom of the ring, it's fine, but you have to grip the eyelet, your hands this way, and after a while, with all that hang time, it really gets to your hands, and that thing kind of destroyed my hands, ironically. But next time I'll get it.